Hey, my own community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. Today I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon that everybody's doing. 10 albums that I've listened to the most from my collection. These aren't necessarily my favorite albums, but they are albums that I kind of go back to quite often. So, first up, this is the Beatles White Album. This is 70s, early 70s reissue, British pressing. There's no number on it, but still great album. I love this album. I bought this album for my 13th birthday, the first time I had it, and I just loved it ever since. I mean, every song on it is just great. This is my favorite Beatles album. Although I love all the Beatles music, but this one is just fantastic. I love every song on here. Um, from the opening Back in the USSR to the closing Goodnight. I even like Revolution 9. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, White Album, everybody knows this one. Really good. Up next, this is REM, New Adventures in Hi-Fi. This was from 1996, I believe this came out. This is a reissue from, I think, 2021, I think, or 2020, one of those. But yeah, this is a great REM album. I love all of REM's music, but this one just seems to have the right stuff that I want. You know, just great songs on here. Electrolyte, Undertow is a great song. The Wake Up Bomb, Ebo the Letter, which features Patti Smith on backup vocals. Bittersweet Me, Binky the Doormat, Zither, So Fast, So Numb, so good. REM, uh, New Adventures in Hi-Fi, great album. Up next, this one, everybody knows this. Nirvana Nevermind, so good. Always pleasure to listen to this album. I mean, every song on it is just so catchy. And I mean, God, from Smells Like Teen Spirit to Something in the Way, I mean, everything. I mean, I like In Bloom, Come As You Are, Breed, Drain You, Lounge Act, On a Plane. Classic stuff from Nirvana, their biggest album. Everybody knows this, but great album. I always come back to this one when I'm going to hear Nirvana. And up next, this is the Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. This is a German pressing from 1970. I found this in a used record store for like $5 about 15 years ago. And the cover's kind of wearing out here. The laminate's starting to peel, but man, this record is in excellent shape. It's not a scratch on it. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. But yeah, this is one of the best Rolling Stones albums ever. I guess I could say it's my favorite Rolling Stones album, and I do play this one quite a bit. But just great stuff from Sympathy for the Devil, Dear Doctor, No Expectations, Jigsaw Puzzle, Stray Cat Blues, Prodigal Son, Factory Girl, Salt of the Earth. From start to finish, this is a solid album, and it's so good. And it's always one when I want to hear some Stones. I play their other albums a lot. I like pretty much all of their stuff except their later period. But yeah, this one is the one I play the most. If I want to hear Rolling Stones, I'll go to this one when I can't think of anything else to play. But yeah, great album, Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. Up next, this is Jimi Hendrix, Experience. Are You Experienced? Everybody knows this album. Few people probably already showed this one, but yeah, this is really, really good. You all know this. It's just Hendrix at his best. It's like the first exposure that we as Americans got of Jimi Hendrix, and it's really good. Purple Haze, Manic Depression, Hey Joe, Lover Confusion, Foxy Lady, Are You Experienced? It's just a great album, and it's always something I'll always want to listen to this album because it's just so good. But check out that cover. It's kind of offset. If you can see there, it's got kind of fuzzy look to it. But if you put on 3D glasses, it gives a 3D effect. But it's kind of cool. Little manufacturing mishap, and it turns into, I can make it 3D. But great album. Everybody knows Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? Up next, this is Velvet Underground, first album. This is a reissue of a mono version. I think this is like from 2019 or so. I have an early press of a stereo version of this album, but out of all the Velvet Underground albums, this one is the one I probably play the most. I mean, from start to finish, again, from start to finish, it's just a great album. I mean, Sunday Morning, I'm Waiting for the Man, Femme Fatale, All Tomorrow's Parties, which is just great, Venus and Furs, great song. And of course, Heroin, There She Goes Again, I'll Be Your Mirror, and Black Angel's Death Song. That was actually the first song I ever heard by the Velvet Underground. I heard it on the radio, Black Angel's Death Song. But yeah, Velvet Underground, my most played Velvet Underground album. Up next, this is Traffic, John Barleycorn Must Die. This is, I'm not sure when this came out, 71 I think, but yeah, great album from Traffic. This is the one I return to a lot. Glad is fantastic, Freedom Rider, Empty Pages, Stranger to Himself, John Barleycorn, and Every Mother's Son. It's so good from start to finish. I do play this one a lot more than I do my other Traffic albums. So yeah, great album. Up next, this is the Stooges Fun House, from originally released in 1970. This is a French pressing from 1976, I think, or 75. But yeah, great album from the Stooges. Everybody knows this one. This is a vinyl community favorite. Um, I'm not going to say much more about it, but this is the Stooges album that I listen to the most. Great album. And up next, just a couple more here. Alice Cooper, love it to death. This is my all-time favorite Alice Cooper album, and it's a killer, all right. Although it's not titled Killer, but yeah, love that picture. Great album, from start to finish. I've owned this album in different versions of this album. I've owned since I was like 15, and I never get tired of it. I just love this album. It's a great album. It was like the first, other than the Beatles, it was like the first band that I became obsessed with Alice Cooper. But yeah, love it to death. Alice Cooper, great album. And the last one here, this is the Smiths, The Queen is Dead, from 1985. This is like a 2010 reissue, but great album from start to finish. When I listen to the Smiths, this is usually the album I go to. But yeah, it's just so good. The Queen is Dead, Frankly Mr. Shankly, I Know It's Over, Never Had No One Ever, Cemetery Gates, Big Mouth Strikes Again, Boy with Thorn in the Side, Vicar in a Tutu, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, and Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. But yeah, so good. The Smiths, Queen is Dead, one of their best albums. Really good stuff. Okay, so that was my take on 10 most listened to albums in my collection. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care, BC.